Hi, everybody. It is Thursday, May 1st, almost halfway through this year. It's unbelievable already. I am in Rhode Island tonight with Lyle Lovett and the guys, and we got three more shows in Massachusetts, I believe. We finish up on Sunday and finally go home on Monday. And then we have one more gig to do the following weekend down in Texas. And then we are done until about the 19th of June when we start the summer tour with the large band. So it's been great. It's been really a fun little tour that we've done this couple of weeks. And it's always just an absolute treat to be out with Lyle. And the band is so good and the crew is so good. I mean, it's just the best bunch of people. This is the easiest work to do when you have a group like this to work with. But I'll be filming this afternoon. I'll do the venue when we get there. And I think today, which I am thrilled about, is Cooch, Danny Korchmar, is going to be coming to our gig tonight because Cooch moved back here to Rhode Island. And we haven't seen each other in a little while now, so it'll be really fun just for me and Russ and Cooch to get together tonight. But one of the things that I'm so happy about is the fact that Warren Zevon is finally being acknowledged and being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is, to me, is so long overdue. He was one of the most unique artists I ever got to, work with and to hang with, to call a friend. And so I'm really happy that this acknowledgement is finally coming. There's several people that are being inducted this year that I'm thrilled about. I had the great pleasure of working with the incredible keyboard player Nicky Hopkins back in the 70s, and he's passed many years ago, but Nicky was really one of the more amazing guys. Great musician to work with, a great guy to be with. I spent a lot of time with Nicky, so he's being inducted. And the amazing Carol Kay is finally being acknowledged. She's like one of the wells that all of us bass players draw from. The first session I was ever involved in 1967, she was the bass player on it. We were too young and inexperienced to play on our record, so it was her and Hal Blaine and the Wrecking Crew. But I'm so thrilled that Carol's finally being acknowledged for her incredible body of work. And so congratulations, Carol. But to get back to Zevon, I've posted a number of things about Zevon in the past, but I thought, just to kind of acknowledge this induction right now, I wanted to go back and pick up another song that I worked on with him called The Heartache, and it was from an album called Sentimental Hygiene in 1987, I believe we did this. I made myself a few, copious notes here. Just wanted to make sure I had everybody down on this correctly. And then on this track, it's Waddy Wachtel on acoustic guitar, myself on bass, Bill Berry on drums, Peter Buck from REM on guitar, Jennifer Warnes on harmony vocals on this with him, and Warren on vocals and keyboards, and it was engineered and mixed by Nico Bolas and Shelly Yakis. One of the funny things that always comes back to me is back in the 70s, my wife had an antique shop in Pasadena in one of those big antique malls, that had just units all next to each other. And the woman who had the shop next to her, we all became friends. And she said, look at I think it was her nephew. She said, my nephew's in the Midwest and he's a young musician and he and some friends are putting a band together. And she said, would you be willing to give him a call and give him some of your sagely advice, even though I was still fairly fresh in this business at that point. So I said, yeah, no problem. I'd be happy to. So I called this guy up and we talked on the phone for a couple of hours, and he thanked me for all the advice I gave him. And we had a really nice conversation, and that was kind of it. And it turns out it was Peter Buck, and they were starting REM. It's funny how those things work out. But so this was, this is a track called The Heartache from Sentimental Hygiene. So I want to go ahead and play this for you. And congratulations, Warren. I wish you could be here to enjoy it yourself. But we are going to be celebrating your music and your life on that Induction. So here we go.
Shadows falling in the noonday sun, blue feeling to the maximum. Look what happens when you love someone and they don't love you. The heartache, the risk you run, the chance you take when you love someone, and the sorrow for the lonely one when the heartache comes. Never thought I'd be alone like this. Guess I should have been a realist. That's the trouble with relationships. They end too soon. And the heartache, the risk you run, the chance you take when you love someone, and the sorrow for the lonely one when the heartache comes and the darkness falls and the rain comes down in the midst of spring. There's a sadness in the heart of things. And the heartache, the risk you run, the chance you take when you love someone, and the sorrow for the lonely one when the heartache comes. Shadows falling in the noonday sun, blue feeling to the maximum.
There was nobody like Warren. He could write the funniest, quirky songs, and then he would write something that would just tear your heart out. He was quite, whenever they refer to people like that, well, they broke the mold with him. They didn't break the mold with Warren. They just made him freehand. He's just a one-off. So congratulations to your soul and your spirit and your legacy, Warren. We all loved you, and so glad that you're finally being acknowledged on this level, because it's very well deserved. So I got a couple of songs to work on now for tonight's show. I'm going to run over, and then we are off to work. So take good care, and I will see you later on today when I film the venue where we are tonight, which I have no idea what it is. So talk to you later. Bye.